to the very first Poe Bros podcast.
Yeah, we decided that it was just high time to share our wisdom with the world.
Yeah, it's very true. We grew up a very different way than a lot of other people grew up. And so I feel like our podcast could be very interesting because it's not your stereotypical podcast.
Yeah, so we decided to dub it the controversial comment off of Tucker's...
Off of our whole entire
Tucker's hit catchphrase from the main event.
Yeah, so our podcast, the controversial comment, is now here to our first episode. Brock, sort of tell them a little bit of the idea of the podcast.
Well, just the idea is just to, Tucker just moved out, so he's got this apartment. It's to give us something to do here on like a near weekly basis. We haven't decided how often the podcast is coming out. And just to give you a shorter podcast experience than the normal 2 hours you're used to. It's 30 minutes of content in a 2-hour audio session.
Exactly. That's sort of our first thing we wanted to touch on is, for me, I love listening to podcasts. But the biggest problem is that they're too long.
Mm-hmm.
An hour and 10 minutes is like the rough estimate of the average podcast. And when I'm going to work, when I'm doing things like, it takes me too long, too many days to listen to a podcast. So the hope for the controversial comment, Poe Bros podcast, is that our videos will only be 20 minutes long, is the idea.
Yeah, it's one of those good for the morning commute sort of things.
Exactly. The average commute for the California worker is 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
Well, for me it's 10, for Brock it's 20, but if I were to be driving to work, I could listen to half of it and then drive back, listen to the second half.
Yeah. So just give you something to giggle along with us, too.
Exactly. As we kind of share in depth what it's like to be, let's sort of just name off the couple things that we're going to be hitting on in the first weeks. The fact that we grew up in the mountains, away from everybody, secluded, isolated.
Mm-hmm.
We were homeschooled basically most of our lives. Brock went to public school for a little bit.
Yeah.
I was public schooled for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, we were homeschooled. Our mom did not let us get immunized.
Not you.
Oh, I do have 3 immunizations.
I'm fully immunized.
You're fully immunized?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right. You did get yours when you were born.
Yeah.
Well, other than that, I mean, probably at the age 5, you probably stopped getting.
We don't have the seasonal shots.
Yeah, we're behind. We're behind big time. But that's sort of the stuff that we want to touch on, being raised in a Christian home, what it's like going to church every Sunday, kind of just what our lives was like.
Mm-hmm.
But our first episode in More Hopes was just that we would introduce what we're going to be doing.
Right.
So that's sort of the first idea. But I think that we should kind of dig in a little bit, kind of put ourselves out there a little bit, and kind of tell them a little bit about who we are, where we grew up, what it's like. So Brock, jump in there.
All right. Well, let's see then. Controversial comment. In this day and age, it is not socially acceptable to be a Republican or a conservative anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, I like to kind of keep politics off the internet, but since this is kind of going to be our little corner of the channel,
Exactly.
I kind of think we should let it rip a little bit.
Yeah, we should be able to talk about what we want. That brings another good point, but polish yours off and then we'll jump in.
Well, that's basically my whole point, is I just want to talk about what it's like to be a conservative in the traditional sense, not the way leftist media portrays conservatives.
Yeah, so I think that we can definitely dig into that.
Yeah.
Another thing that we wanted to throw out there along in the intro of this first podcast is sort of where we want to go with our YouTube channel and kind of where we see it going in the next month, maybe a year, just kind of over time. So sort of tell them our first idea with the playlists.
Oh, yeah. So we are going to start incrementing the videos a little bit. By incrementing, I mean just we're going to start branching them out into different areas, because we kind of do whatever we want now, but we're going to create like a playlist system on the channel so you can go down. We're going to have Poe Bros builds, Poe Bros food, and
Poe Bros gaming, Poe Bros camping.
Yeah, and we're going to just kind of have all these different, just all these different sections that kind of suit different tastes, and that way it doesn't look so jumbled up on the channel. They kind of...
And the kind of ideas where we got that from is Brock and I are so different to where he loves gaming and he loves watching gaming videos, but I don't watch any gaming videos online. Like you saw in the tier list thing, I didn't even know who Jacksepticeye is. well, Brock knows everything about him. So it was kind of like, how can we reach everybody? You know, it's not like we have, you know, I mean, it's hard for people to understand because we're so big of a YouTuber channel, YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
But
YouTube channel? I got
a YouTube channel, yeah. But looking like, you know, how can we reach more people? How can we get more subscribers? That's the stuff you want to look at even when you're a small channel.
Yeah.
And we see in the build videos, those get a lot of attention. But then also the golfing video that Brock did, the gaming golfing video, that got a lot of attention as well.
It popped off.
So there was definitely a group of people that went towards that and a group of people that goes towards builds. So to make it easy, you can go on our YouTube channel, hit playlists, and everything will be lined up. Do you like the food challenges where Brock throws up drinking butter soda? Or do you like the builds? What do you like? And you can follow that. Lead into the shirt idea.
Okay, so
I'm going to grab it.
All right. I have been designing multiple extra logos, variations of our logo, to kind of help coordinate or show which video is. Help me out.
Yeah,
show which video goes where.
Yeah, back to the playlist idea. You know, this sort of helps you. It defines that we want to, you know, keep them separate, more organized. So obviously, everybody knows the original PB logo, and we love this logo. That's our original design. Yeah. So we made a spin-off. Brock made a spin-off. He designed this himself. Brock, you might want to pop it up on the screen.
I'll probably pull it up. Yeah.
But this right here is what it is. It's made out of all the different tools. So this will be our build shirt.
Yeah.
All these will be available to purchase as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm wearing mine right now.
He's wearing his. So all of our different ideas, you know, all of our different playlists are going to have a shirt that's appropriate. So we're planning on coming out with one. We can't throw out there too much, but we plan on coming out with one for the podcast. You know, all the shirts keeping that same kind of idea, but a different variation of it.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, let's announce it now. We are planning an art competition.
Let's throw that out there.
Yeah, let's throw it out there. We are planning an art competition where we're gonna take in fan submissions of just like variations of our logo, or if you have a moment from a video that you like and you like to play with Photoshop or draw it or something, we're going to do that. And we're kind of talking prizes right now where we'll give away gift cards and shirts or maybe even something secret that we've been talking about.
Yeah, so the idea is that you, like you said, draw a picture, maybe Photoshop something. It cannot be a screenshot. You can send us a screenshot.
I have the screenshot.
We have all the screenshots. You need to be personalized. Send that in, and there's a prize to win. You know, there's a prize to win. However, the top 5 people will get their picture put up on the wall here.
Well, okay, 5 might be a broad number.
Well, what do you want to make it?
Well, I don't know, because if we do 5, then we have to print 5 photos out and hang them on the wall.
Okay, just delete that whole thing. So the top 3 people will get to their photo put on the wall.
Yeah.
The amazing thing about that is those 3 people will also be getting a gift that we haven't fully decided on, so we can't leak it, but we have a good idea on what it is. We want there to be incentive for you to draw something, but we also, it's kind of like a win-win. You guys get something, but we get something too. We get to see, you know, we get to kind of build. This whole thing can be covered in
and then for a couple weeks we can do that, and then if our wall starts to really fill up, then we can start editing, changing them around.
Changing the style around.
Yeah, and then you can have your picture up behind us in our videos, because this is kind of be where our food videos take place too.
Yeah. We're kind of making a set over here at the new apartment.
Yeah. Since Tucker doesn't have a woman living here yet, he can just do whatever he wants.
Right now we're just batching it, dude.
Yeah, just batching it.
We're just batching it, dude. So yeah, we just kind of want to thank you guys for tuning in, and our next controversial comment, Poe Bros podcast, is gonna kind of jump into what the whole channel is gonna be. So that'll be our first full episode, 20 minutes long, hopefully, of getting into one topic. That's another thing I wanted to say about other podcasts. Not only do I feel like they're too long, not to put down other podcasts, they're really good. However, I feel like sometimes not only are they just too long, they put a title up there, and it's an hour and 10 minutes, let's say, of recording, and they can't reach everything they did in an hour and 10 minutes can't be summed up into one sentence, which is, you know, their title. And so you click on it thinking, oh man, this person's hanging out with David Dobrik. But they only are talking about David Dobrik for 10 or 15 minutes.
That's what I said earlier. There's an hour of noise, but 10 minutes of content.
Exactly. So our hope is that exactly what the title is exactly what you're going to see. So, other than that, that basically wraps up our introduction to the controversial comment. Be on the lookout for our YouTube channel getting the playlists and getting the shirts. You know, I know a lot of people like the builds. Maybe you want to buy a build shirt. Same prices for now, which is that 1 for 20, 2 for 30. Other than that, did you already slam your whole milk? Well, let's polish it off, dude, for the controversial comment. What's our ending going to be? We have to have an ending.
Now that was controversial.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you say that.
Yeah, now that was controversial.
Okay, hit it. You ready to go?
Now that was controversial.
Comment below what you think about that.
Now that was dorky. I like it, Tucker.